have to survive the. You have to remember that we talk about that they have to survive the ground. So even though he had it in his hands for a moment in the air, touches the end zone with 1 foot, that is not completing the catch. And if you back it up just a bit, you'll see that the. Well, actually, go ahead and hit play for here and watch the reaction of the receiver. Because if he caught the ball and hung on to it, you would see that he's not excited because, oh my gosh, he's like, oh, I caught it, I caught it, I caught it. His reaction is, oh crap. So that kind of helps you as far as on knowing that what you called was right when the call was an incomplete pass. That's a good indication as far as what you have. But I still don't trust what the players have. We got to trust what we have. Now on this particular play, go ahead. If you go back to the YouTube version, right there, just stop. That's a good spot to be. Now, ideally, if we're talking mechanically, the back judge should be. This is 7-man mechanics for what it's worth. The back judge should be straddling the end line. It just looks better if 1 foot's in, 1 foot out, because he's able to sell the fact that he's looking right down the line. And if this was ideal, let's see, that would make it the field judge would be at the pylon already, not getting there late. That's ideal, but it was a long pass. He eventually gets there, but he's able to see as far as on if the receiver was able to hang on to the ball or not. So go ahead and play it, knowing that what the field judge has, and if you're able to see that the ball rolls out and then he tries to scoop it back up.
Yeah, you can't really see it in the YouTube, unfortunately.
Okay, if you want to go back, that's fine then. My point though is you get what I'm saying, that at the end you'll see that the field judge does get there into the picture, and he's standing pretty good as far as on, pretty confident of what he has. He goes, nope, I have an incomplete pass. It's not like he's going in and trying to guess. He's right there, sees what he has, and at this point he does know. This is, I know this after conversing with the official. He already saw that the ball was out, so it's easy for him to sit back and comfortably say, I have an incomplete pass. Any questions on this play? And the point of this play was surviving the ground.
Paul, I always wondered what happens when you talk to the coach about this and show them what you found. What's their response?
Sometimes it's silent. Sometimes they don't respond. So, and sometimes they say thank you. Sometimes they say, would you apologize to the crew because we chewed him out pretty good. So it's a wide range as far as on the response of the coaches.
Okay, I got a quick question, Paul. Sorry. This is Ben Peralta. If it was 5-man mechanics, only that back judge would be there in the middle of the end zone, right?
Correct.
And it would have been a hard angle, unless he saw the ball eventually come out or not, right? I'm just saying.
Well, it would be a tougher call for the back judge because the ball rolls out toward the field judge.
Right,
so it's right. So he may not see it, and then there's like a 50-50 shot on whether he was going to get it right or not. Okay, if we can move now on to, I'll just call them Corey's plays. And I don't care which one's first.
All right, we'll start with the forwards backwards pass. I'll turn off.
Okay, so on this particular play, the quarterback's going to throw the ball, and your first question is it forward or backwards, and we'll just leave it at that for right now. And then go ahead and play it all the way out.
Hang on, sorry. All right.
Michael, I don't know if this is your internet that's unstable. Maybe we should have Stickney do it.
Is it choppy? What's going on?
Well, unless it's on mine. How's everybody else seeing it? Maybe it's mine because I'm sitting in a car.
Tell everybody to turn off their camera.
Okay, everyone turn off their cameras, please.
I can't see it either.
Yeah, Jim, do you want to try? Maybe yours would be better.
Okay.
Not Trenton, Jim Stickney.
Yeah, give me a second.
I think we would have had a few shocked people if I had Jim Trenton running the meeting here.
We're doing play 73, right? Is that correct?
Correct. And if you can go full screen too, that'd be great.
Perfect, I will. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up now. Troy, can you give me, or whoever's got presenting rights, give me
You
present.
already have.
Stop sharing, so you should be able to take it.
I gave you presenting rights, right?
Getting sharing is not turned on. Send a request. You want me to send you a request, Troy? Okay, there we go. Problem solved. All right. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
It looks
You want to
good.
start at this point? You want me to turn off the edits first, Paul, or you want to
Yeah, go ahead and turn off the edits. And then offenses in red. And remember, is this forward or backwards? That's the first question.
All right, I'm ready to go. You ready?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Is it choppy?
Go ahead and stop it now. Now, because we get to react one time right away, your first question is it forward or backwards? And that's without, I'm just throwing stuff out to you. So go ahead and start it over again. Stop it now. Now, if you looked at the defender who's in the face of the quarterback, it was determined that the ball was tipped by the defender. So, as a rule of thumb, as a referee, it's just cleaner to say, well, if the ball is tipped by the defender, unless it was a definite attempt to throw it backwards, it's cleaner just to wipe it all off and say, I have an incomplete pass. It was going forward and tipped by the defender, and then move on to another day. So that's the cleanest way of doing it. And then the next thing is, if let's say that the ball was not tipped, now you're having to depend on your flanks as far as forward or backwards. So go ahead and play this out, and let's watch the reaction of the flanks. And I have. And there was a whole bunch of nothing. So here's the rest of the play. Go ahead. Ball's tipped. Unsurfaced forward or backwards. Here you have a defender picking up the ball. Nobody's reacting. It's deemed as far as, well, it's still alive because nobody's done anything. Right? And then, is this playing out, or is that all of the clip? It looks like it's all.
We're right at the end of the clip.
Okay, so what ends up happening
There's
is
the next play too. And
Yeah,
okay,
we got the next play.
go to the next play then.
Okay.
After a delay, the defender picks up the ball and runs for a touchdown. Referee gets everybody together. What you got? Everybody has deer in the headlights. Well, if everybody has nothing, then they let the play stand because nobody had information to say that the ball was forward or not. So, like I said, the cleanest thing would have been and just sell it. Whether it's the referee, whether it's it should be the referee because the referee is going to be the one that sees that the ball is tipped. Just go ahead and kill it unless you sit back and say, gosh, that might be backwards. And there's some separation between the defender and the quarterback, then you might look for help. But even if there's a delay, there's nothing wrong with having a late forward pass incomplete if that's what your gut's telling you. The other thing is if you have nothing, and then the defender picks up the ball, there's nothing wrong with go ahead and saying, okay, I'm going to kill it because worst thing that happens is, yes, you have an inadvertent whistle, but the first option is the person with the team with the ball has options. They can keep the ball or replay the down. So if it's the defender, the defense that ends up with the ball, you can say, yeah, coach, I killed the play, but your option is the result of the play. You can keep the ball. And of course, coach will be happy because, yeah, I'll take the ball, and they can move on. If it's the offense that has the ball, then the offense has the option of sitting back and saying, well, shoot it, I'd rather just replay the down, because why would they want the ball with player possession of the defense? So those are your options. Hopefully that answers a lot of questions as far as this particular play. I love the play because it's completely screwy, and those are the kind of plays we like to talk about.
Yeah, I have two quick comments on that, Paul. On this angle, you can actually see the umpire signaling incomplete in this angle here. I don't know if the umpire had information there to know for sure if this was incomplete, but we do have a signal.
Well, signal kills everything.
Right. So umpire, I'd say if this happens, if you're calling this incomplete, we've got to shut this down.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to sit back and say, hey, I had an incomplete pass, or at least I signaled incomplete. And then if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. But the signals, once again, it's going to show up on film. So,
Hey,
I'm sorry.
also a couple things. I mean,
are we good with that?
hey,
I'm sorry.
Couple things real quick. For referee and umpire, you should be signaling ball as tip too, as well. That lets the flank officials know they've got a tip ball in the air on this play. And and then also the referee, as you're signaling incomplete, probably blow the whistle too.
And Paul Bish has his hand up.
Paul?
Go ahead. Biggio.
Okay, yeah. So it looked like the quarterback was looking out to his right towards the line judge's side, right?
Correct.
The intent was to go to this receiver drifting out right above the tee. So the mechanic is for the flank whose side the ball is being thrown to. He has the primary.
We lost him, correct?
Yeah. He has the primary responsibility of determining forward or backwards.
Okay, so remember that I want to get away from keys and use the terms that whose primary responsibility is it?
And I said primary.
Okay, good. I didn't hear it because it was kind of choppy. But the
Okay.
primary responsibility to a person, and then if the primary person doesn't have it, then always remember, well, who can help? Because there's 22 guys out there, and in this situation, only 5 officials. So just remember who's primary, and then who can help, and don't be afraid to help. And then even if it's late, hey, I don't know if this helps, but this is what I got. So you have plenty of time after the play.
Yeah, Paul, I was the line judge on this one, and you can see I got 2 receivers playing out in the flat. So I released at the snap, flowing with them. So I was already downfield off the line of scrimmage, and I wouldn't have had an angle to judge forward or back.
I'm not as concerned. Like I say, my biggest thing as far as on how do we fix it next time, because usually on most of the officials is there's a reason why they didn't make a call, because they didn't have something. So what I'm looking at is, okay, next time if there's no information available, this is going to fall on the referee first as far as on what does your gut tell you, and if it's, hey, let the play out, great. If I'm going to stop it, when am I going to stop it? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
One final comment from our mechanics manual I posted in the chat. It is in our mechanics manual as an officiating standard that when in question, the pass is forward, not backwards.
Awesome. Good pick, Michael.
Like it.
All right. Can we move on?
Correct.
Can we move on to the next play?
You can. I had a question though.
Who is that now?
It's Mike Davis.
What's up? Got to make it quick because we got a lot of plays.
I understand. I'm sorry about that. Just that particular play, when the ball is on the ground and defender picks it up, there's action with the quarterback wrapping that defender. Does that constitute some kind of a progress spot if in fact he did wrap him and say, no, you're not going anywhere? Did you not see that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
No, I'm not getting a good signal from where I'm sitting, so I'm not able to hear anything. So I guess Michael, if you can answer the question or move on, because I'm actually sitting in a car trying to participate in this meeting.
Sure. Yeah. No. Mike, I agree with you. I think at that point we would consider that a wrap up. He's got him grabbed, and the players all stop. I think we'd at least, if we don't kill it before this, kill it then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Awesome. Okay, next play.
Right.
This is the question is illegally kicking the ball, and it's a punt. So this is going to be great because it's going to be screwy. So go ahead and play it. There's the kick. Ball's bouncing around. And now the punting team kicks the ball. So my first question, when we start talking about post-scrimmage kick enforcement, okay, because this is a scrimmage kick. Who's the foul have to be on for it to be a post-scrimmage kick?
Receiving team.
Receiving team. So you already know you do not have post-scrimmage kick enforcement. So if it's not post-scrimmage kick, then we start talking about as far as, we're going to enforce the penalty if accepted, because they can take the result of the play. Basic spot on a loose ball play is the previous spot. Illegally kicking the ball is a spot foul. So if the foul's in advance of the basic spot, you go back to the basic spot, correct? Michael, you agree with that?
Not necessarily.
Okay, help me out with that then.
Yeah. I was actually trying to copy and paste some rules, but it's not working. We do have
hey, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael, you want to let Corey, you online? I think you got this down pretty quick, pretty good.
Well, I've gone over this in detail with this play. So this is the exception. So anyway, you guys, it's a loose ball play. Loose ball, you have two enforcement spots here, which would be end of a kick, or the previous spot. The illegal kick can be a decline the penalty and take that as a first touching spot. Take it in, Michael, when we looked back, we had a back judge play where they did an illegal bet. It'd be the same thing.
Yep.
Once you have a legal kick, it becomes a loose ball. So you only have two because of the exception on fourth down enforcement spots, if that makes sense. So in this play, I've looked at it a million times. You can go back from, I think it was the 37, re-kick to the 27. The ball was kicked and caught at the 37, so you can go 10 from there to the 47, or it was kicked at the 44, which would put it at ours 44. If you really know your enforcements, don't give the coaches three spots, give them their two options and move on.
That was awesome.
I do have a little bit more detail on this because I went into a lot of detail. We have a new play in case this happens, guys. And one of the geeks of San Diego told me this. If you have a catch and then the player fumbles the ball on fourth down behind the line of scrimmage in front of him and he kicks it off the ground out of bounds, that is technically a fumble kicked out of bounds. So you can take it from that spot, or you could take 10 yards back and re-kick, or you can take it from where the ball was kicked out. So the team would take that as a fumble spot and take that ball right there. Know that on fourth down, in possession, fumbled and kicked from the ground is technically still a fumble.
because the ball hasn't changed status.
Hopefully you don't have that, but if you do, now you know.
Well, and I think that, Corey, I think that's an important point on this one. The ball has not changed status even with the illegal kicking by the player at the 40-yard line.
So right. So I'll go into one more detail then, Jim, because I went into a lot of detail on these. If the player runs beyond the line of scrimmage and kicks it from, let's say, in this scenario, the 41, in that play, he became a runner and illegally kicked the ball. We do not have a legal kick. We have an illegal kick beyond the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. Their enforcement spot would be the spot foul on that one.
Correct.
Because we never had a kick, a legal kick.
Right.
Yeah. So I posted 4 rule references in the chat because this is a really weird, complicated play and there's layers to it. So if you are curious, take a look at those 4 and that should get you to the answer that Corey just walked through.
That's a great play. Great follow up with you guys as well. So thank you guys on that one. Okay, so now we're going to the next play. I got to make sure I have my notes here.
This is the ineligible downfield ball.
Okay, so remember, like one of my pet peeves is get your guys up to the line. Then we're talking about interior linemen. Well, if you look at this play, well, any play, the first thing I do is who are your backs, and I start counting backs, and I see 3. I see a slot, I see a quarterback, and I see a running back. Everybody else looks like they're on the line of scrimmage, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, then you only have 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers. You have the wide receiver, the slot, the running back, and the receiver at the bottom of the screen. The one who's the second slot in, or say the third receiver in off the top of the screen, is on the line of scrimmage. So go ahead and play the play. Goes downfield, and you have a forward pass. So what should you have?
Flag.
Absolutely. And if someone sits back and says, well, I got, a blade of grass. Well, that's an NFL thing. So unless you're working the NFL, you shouldn't be saying that at this level. So once you're wearing the stripes of an NFL official, then go ahead and say it then. But we don't have that philosophy here. Okay, are we good with that play? I don't want to beat it up, but to me, that's pretty simple. Go on to the next play.
Okay.
Okay, so now, remember when I talk about focusing, the receiver, second from the bottom, watch his action at the snap. You're focusing, play the play. He leaves early. That's a false start. Shut it down. Focus, right? He's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to the next play.
All right, play it out.
Okay, now stop on this. Now, this is going to be an onside kick. And on pre-games, I like to say, anticipate that every play is going to be an onside kick. So that way, when it happens, you're not surprised. So when you have an onside kick, follow the ball all the way through. The first thing you got to remember is, did K kick the ball legally and not break the plane? Because if they break the plane, we shut it all down completely. The next thing you look at is, did the ball travel 10 yards before either K blocked or touched the ball? And then after that, it's the wild west. Are we good with that kind of thinking on that?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and play the play. Referees, make sure you have at least 4 to a side.
I'll replay it, or
Yeah, Jim, replay that. You couldn't see what happened.
Because of my internet connection, it froze. I don't know what you're seeing on your end.
Yeah, go ahead and replay that, Jim.
I'm replaying it right now. You see it okay, Troy?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Let's try it again. So everybody's coming up, and who has the ball? Because remember, when you have a bunch of hands going up for the ball, we crash, 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 and see who has the ball.
Freeze it at the point of the kick. Probably some offsides.
I'll go back to it.
Because on a free kick onside, it's a plane. It's not that.
Yeah, I don't know. They're close, but I don't know if they're that.
Yeah.
They're making it at that point, but
thanks. Good.
And that's a great point, Mike Davis. I'll just say that we'll give the crew benefit of the doubt as far as that the official had a good view down the line. And then let's look at the rest of the play.
Can everybody see who's grabbing the ball? So the kicker is going forward, ball's in the air.
Now you see four hands, at least four hands toward the ball, but who ends up with the ball?
87.
Hard to tell until at this point. If you go to the end zone shot, it'll give a better shot of who ends up with the ball. Bunch of hands up in the air. You can see on how 87 ends up with the ball of the dark colored.
Yeah, it's El Dorado.
So, but once again, it's kind of confusing when you see six hands at the ball. Well, who ends up with the ball? You got to crash to make sure you say, okay, this guy has the ball. Michael, you got anything on that?
Only things I would add on this one is, H, this is definitely your call, but L, it looked like you turned and got a ball from the receiving team, and then back judge, you were right there too. So just make sure if for whatever reason, the H makes the call and you don't agree, bring in the information and talk this out if you need to.
Well, since we had 0-2-0s, he's telling me whose ball it is. That's why I turned around and looked for the ball.
Yeah, but you gave it to the other.
Yeah. So if he told you it was ours ball, yeah.
So our ended up with the ball. Go ahead,
Paul. This is Bob Nunez. I was the referee on this game. Colin is on vacation and he can't tell everyone what happened on this play. I conferred with him. He saw the kicker gain possession after the 10 yards, went down with the ball, was down. The ball came out and Black 87 got it. That's what Colin saw.
So he had the K possessed the ball.
Yes, went down with the ball in possession. At that point, the play is over. After he went down, the ball came out. 87 Black got it. That's what Colin saw.
Okay.
Hey guys, can you hear me? I'm actually on. Can you hear me?
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, Colin. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
I beanbagged it because it went more than 10 yards, and I had the kicker actually touching it first. Then I thought that he had gone down with the ball because there was 4 or 5 guys in front of me, and I couldn't tell who actually came up with the ball. And then at last, I had already signaled, and then I see 87 or a black number coming up and showing me the ball. But at that point, I felt like he had either, stolen it from the guy on the ground, or what. But I tried to say that it looked like it was, he was down on the ground. The ground can't cause a fumble, and then somebody else comes up with the ball. But that time I'd already ruled that it was receiver's ball, and I didn't really get any feedback from anybody else to see what they saw. I would have. I did get a chance to see this play on the sideline, which I probably shouldn't have done on my sideline, because Zach, the El Dorado coach, at halftime came over to me and said, you got to see that play. My guy totally had that ball the whole time. And I go, well, coach, I'll try to look at the film and see what happened. But from my point of view, he touched it first. He goes, nope, he never touched it. And I go, well, yeah, he did touch it. And
hold on, Colin. So as a rule reference, number one is if K possesses the ball, we're all done because K cannot advance a kick. Correct.
Right. And that's why I say they can't go any further with it.
So if you had K possessing the ball now, and we talk about on how he's got to possess it. It's not like bang bang and did he have it? Did he not have it? Yeah, you're ruling that he definitely had the ball. So go ahead and start, and regardless of who ends up with the ball. So if you have that K possess the ball, and then R took it away from K, that's after the fact, and K ends up with the ball. So if that's the ruling, that would be the correct ruling if that's what you have. So go ahead, because can you
Paul?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's exactly what I explained to Lamont.
Okay, so if you can back this up and play this end zone shot from the beginning, or not, well, yeah, just from there, that's fine. And just ask yourself, now mind you, we don't get replay, but did K possess the ball? And I would tell you that based on what I see there, I would say he did not.
I would say no, he did not.
Okay, so now can we go back to the sideline view? And watch Colin, point out where Colin's at, please.
I'm at the
right there, right? So now,
yeah.
So go ahead and run this out now. And when I first said that you got to crash to make sure what you got, but also if you have a direction either way, got to be pointing big to sell that, because this is a big time call. So you have your hand up at the end of the play, but it would the cherry on top would have been just to point direction, regardless of which way you had it. And I understand why you had it based on the logic that you had, but I don't care if you're wrong or right. When you have this big of a play, point direction, so then that way everybody knows right now who's going to have the ball next.
Well, he is pointing right now.
He did point which direction the ball was going.
Okay, good. I missed that part.
And what I did was I saw Black come up with the ball, so that's why I'm going back for a ball. And then I hear the O2O's Colin said, no, it's White's ball.
So did you guys get together and talk about that, just to confirm what you saw, Tony, versus what
on O2O's Colin explained to us why he had it as White ball.
And after that, Lamont called the timeout, and I explained it to him, and he at the end of that conversation, after I explained to him that K had possession, went down, he was okay with the explanation. So, after he reviews the film, then it becomes a different story.
Paul, we got a couple of questions too in the chat.
Here, hold on a second. But for what it's worth, when it's this kind of a big time play, he shouldn't have to call a timeout. Shut it down, and Bob, you need to go over and say, we'll actually go over to make sure you have what Colin has, and then say, this is what he has.
During a timeout, Paul.
No, at the end of this play.
No, during a timeout. It wasn't. He didn't call a timeout after this play. During the timeout, he asked that question.
I understand, but because this looks so screwy, and because there was such a delay, and then both the offense of Black came out and the defense of White came out, then all of a sudden you're sending everybody back. Everybody thought that it went the other way. So I think that before you do anything else, because you're making the change, you should go to the coach and tell, especially the coach you're taking the ball away from, Coach, this is what happened, just so you know. And then that way you move on. You shouldn't have to wait till a timeout, because even if you got it wrong, it doesn't matter. You're telling them what you guys saw, and that's how you're going to rule it. So don't let it fester. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So Paul, the way we did it on this is I relayed that information to Tony. Tony committed it to Lamont, conveyed it to Lamont, and we went on, and he let it go. It wasn't. I mean, this didn't last that long.
Yeah. Can we? Jason had a question or a comment or something, I guess.
Okay, I'll yield to 2 questions now, and Jim, go ahead and monitor that part.
Yeah, Jason, you're up. You're up first.
My only question was, I thought I heard that we beanbagged the spot of touching after the 10 yards, and I don't think we do that.
Nope.
Correct.
Okay. And then Gary, did you have a question too, or comment?
Yeah, just a comment, just kind of a reminder, and looking at this play, if it was determined that Kay possessed the ball, it certainly appeared that the play was killed 5 yards in advance of possession. So
that clearly didn't happen, Gary.
No, that didn't happen.
There's no way. That wasn't
no whistle
even close.
to kill it. It was
there
killed.
Was no whistle to kill it.
Yeah.
I think if you look, I'm not casting fingers here. I'm just saying that a possession was gained, and that was your determination. What other yardage he has in advance of that is not legal.
I advise you to look at the film again, Gary. He gets possession.
Okay, Bob. I'm Bob.
No, I'm just telling you.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Hold on. Let's shut this part down.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. We talk about slow whistles, and the whistle doesn't say, "Okay, freeze." That's where the ball's going to be. We're going to continue to officiate. The whistle's going to be when the whistle is, and you're going to go ahead and say, "But this is what I have." So I'm not as concerned as far as on where the ball was at the time of the whistle. Okay, Jim, we good on that now? Or can we move on?
We can move on. I'm fine with it. No, I don't see any other questions.
Okay, next play.
Oops, there I go. Onside kick. Is this play? Did you have 30 in there, Paul? Or did I accidentally put a wrong play in there?
No, this is a false start, number 30, right? It just, for some reason, it starts with the end zone view.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Right, because if you look at the left guard, watch his hands down, right? So he's locked in. Hand comes up. So what do you have?
False start.
False start. Because regardless if they call a timeout after the fact, once his hand is down, he's locked. Go ahead. Hand comes up. We're done. Shut it down. False start on the offense.
Pretty clear.
And I don't want to beat this up, but because that's just the rule. I just want to remind people that once offensive linemen are down and they're locked in until the timeout is called before he lifts his hand.
Very good. Move on.
Can you play it again, Paul? I was typing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So looking at this, we're looking at the left guard.
And this would be referee and umpire who would catch this.
Flanks don't get a pass either.
Who's primary once again? Who's primary? And then the flanks could help.
Referee's primary.
That's the umpire's primary.
Well, no, because he's right-handed. We're looking across, aren't we? We can say, yeah, it's that the umpire has center 2 guards, but referee's looking straight across too. Don't limit yourself to just the one tackle.
And he's repositioning to try to get a better view of the snap itself, guys. He needs help from the flanks.
And I saw Jason Boykin's chat remark, and yes, that's exactly as far as on mechanically what we're supposed to do. And let's move on. And we're behind, by the way, so we need to hurry up.
Is this is the same play? Never mind. Okay, there we go. 83, Paul.
83. So this one is ineligible. So if you look at once again, the third player from the bottom, he's on the line and covered up. Look at his toes. I mean, he's right there with the wide receiver. So I don't want to hear about blade of grass or make him what he's supposed to be. He's on the line. So if he goes out for a pass, then and you look at the next person in the tackle, then are you going to say that he's in the backfield? So it's kind of like, well, you can't have it both ways. If you have him up, have him back. So that's why I'm sitting back as well. I'm going to have one or the other. I'm either going to have that. You're not going to have the offensive lineman in the backfield because he is breaking the plane of the center. But when you have the receiver that's up closer to the line of scrimmage than the tackle, there's no way you can sell that he's in the backfield. So go ahead and play it real quick just one time because he goes out for a pass, and we have an ineligible downfield.
Clear. Next play.
You could have an illegal formation. You got 5 in the backfield. Everybody's more than a yard off the line of scrimmage. All 3 flanks on this side, plus your quarterback and your back. You can put them all in the backfield, really, if you want to split hairs.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to. I'd rather just say is he in the back or not. So, and I
always thought our philosophy was to make them legal, but I guess that's not true then now.
No, I mean, they are I mean, you're making them legal by being on the line of scrimmage. They're just, this guy's covered up.
I would say that we would talk about that if it's a freshman game and we talk to the coach, say, hey coach, and he's got to either be up or back. But on varsity games, we don't make this stuff up. It's just, I look at this and there's no way you could sell to me that he's not on the line of scrimmage. He's on the line.
Which one you're saying was illegally downfield?
The guy that the cursor's on right now. The third from the bottom. His foot is the exact same spot as the wide receiver.
Put the cursor on it again.
The third from the bottom.
Okay.
He's on the line of scrimmage. His foot's the same spot as the wide receiver.
Okay.
They're both on the line. Or you're saying they're both back. All 3 are back then.
I'm saying the guy that's closest to me is further ahead than the slot guy, the third guy, that guy. Just looking at his toes. His toes are crossing the white line, and the other guy's is not.
Well, guys, I'm gonna disagree with you, and we'll move on.
The definition of a back is that he's breaking the plane of the waist of the guy nearest him, not the center. One is clearly on.
Let's move on.
Okay, this next one now should be 94, correct?
Correct. You're correct.
Yep.
So now if you watch, I think it's either the center or the right guard.
It's the center.
And what you'll see is when some of these smaller linemen get beat by a defensive linemen who are bigger, they just pull them over them. So take a look, and this is a lot of times, oh no, he just bull rushed him. No, he's grabbing and pulling him down. So go ahead and play the play. Oh, shoot, I'm B. I'll just pull you down. He doesn't have a chance to make a move to the left or the right because the center pulls him down.
Hey, Paul, I'd like to pose a question on this one. Just we did have a flag for a hold, but what are your thoughts on the bull rush is so effective that he knocks the quarterback with the ball down and the play's over? Any thoughts on passing just because he still makes his tackle? Obviously, they declined the penalty, but just curious.
Well, my first thought is I hesitate on passing on it because the team can always decline the penalty. But what happens if there's another foul by the opponents? Now you can't offset them.
Yeah, valid. Just wanted to ask the question.
And like I said, the umpire got a great call on that, but people need to recognize that teams are doing that. All right, next play, please.
125.
Okay. What's that?
125.
Correct. So what I want to have people understand is we need to be consistent as far as on forward progress, and is he inbounds or out of bounds. So we'll have a run to the top of the screen, and this gets as close as you can get. But if you understand as far as on did he was once his progress is stopped and he's inbounds, yes, we wind. If he's going out on his own and forward and out and he's never stopped, then we're going to give it to him out of bounds. The one thing that I want you guys to understand is if the player's trying to get out of bounds because we're coming toward the end of a half and coaches tell them get out of bounds, I go ahead personally and take that into consideration as far as on is that what he did. So take a look at the play, and like I say, we're trying to develop as far as on consistency, as far as on is he out of bounds or is he inbounds, and we're winding.
And this play was under 2 minutes left in the game, just for context.
Right. So once again, if we game awareness, and on this particular play, I'm not sitting back and going, well, it's not obvious enough for me to sit back and say, especially from this view. I don't know if I can call it as far as on out of bounds, inbounds, because he does go sideways, but at what point? So I'm throwing that out there for people to understand that we want to understand that if we're able to call that he's stopped in play, we're going to wind it. If he's trying to get out of bounds and he does get out of bounds and he never goes sideways or backwards, then we're going to make sure that we stop the clock and give them that.
He gained 3 yards after he was contacted. He went out of bounds forward.
And there was a flag down in the official in the middle of the field is signaling to stop the clock.
True.
All right. We're moving on, Paul.
We're moving on. This should be 9. Okay. Now, stop before you do it. So understand that on when some teams realize that they're bigger than another team, they don't get free shots on the quarterback. And we talk about on punishing a quarterback. Well, I don't like the term of punishing anyway. So understand that if a quarterback throws the ball, you can have action as far as on the hit. Is it legal or illegal? Is it on time or late? So both of those questions have to be answered when you watch the hit on the quarterback on this play. Go ahead. So the first question was the hit legal or was it illegal?
It was high to the helmet area, head area. Could have let up also.
Correct. This is an intent to punish the opponent. I just go ahead and flag it. And if the coach says, well, wait a minute. No, I'll just say he hit him late, in my opinion. No attempt to let up.
Why are the coaches and teams out of the box?
Because the kid got hurt multiple times during the game.
Why was the flank at the numbers?
That's a great question.
Looks like it's an 8-man game.
It is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right, but even still, once again, we don't need quarterbacks getting punished just because we're gonna let them. Look, he just drills them. Are we good with that? Can I move on from that? Understanding the fact of we don't want the quarterback just getting punished. No free shots to drill a quarterback.
Yep.
Okay, next play. And this is what I wanted to talk about as far as on blindside blocks. If you watch the player at the bottom of the screen, boom. no open hands. He doesn't see him coming. We need to get that. Open for discussion on that play. Michael?
Yeah, I'm posting the rule in the chat. I know sometimes these get a little iffy because people want to say, oh, he had time to see the receiver. He's running the same direction. But I think the idea is, does this defender really have a chance to in any way brace himself or defend himself from this hit by the time that it comes? And I would say no. Again, this is a safety foul, especially, look at this offensive player. Like, he's crouching. He is attacking this defender. We want to, he can block this guy. He can block this guy all day. But to throw hits like this, we want to try and get these out.
Well, and I think the important part, it's got to be a legal block, right? So if he's coming in with open hands extended, we probably don't have anything, but he led with his shoulder at the top of the number 14. And number 14's focus is on that running back at this stage too, as well.
Right.
All right. Next play, right? Hey, look, it's the same guy. Bottom of the screen. Because if you let him do it the first time, he'll do it a second time. Yeah, that's why we're talking about cleaning it up.
Yeah, again, he's launching upwards. He's not using his hands. Yep. He's just trying to take that guy out. And that guy's not seeing him coming.
It's not a block. It's meant to punish is what it's done. He's doing.
Correct. I think that's self-explanatory, but
and I think you gotta explain it to the coaches as such. These coaches do not understand that. They think, if they're coming in hard and hitting him with a shoulder, they think it's just a hard hit. So, but it's got to be a legal hit or block. So explaining to them, this is often what you have to explain to them when they hit the quarterback late, or they come in with the shoulder on the quarterback. Did they wrap? Did they wrap and tackle, or extend their arms, open palms? That's when I respond to coaches for film, that's often I'm putting that into my response so they're clear on that is the proper way to tackle or block in these situations. This is very common throughout our football.
And you got another one on the left tackle, A71, or left guard too. You look right there at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, he comes in and he lays that guy out.
Biggest thing is if we tell the coaches, Coach, it would have been fine if he was open hands, but he didn't. Right. So if you teach him to use open hands, you can do that all day.
Yeah.
So if you give them the option, then that's what we got. And this is the last play, correct? Did you move on?
This is correct. Yes. Yep.
Okay. So
I think somebody had another comment real quick or question.
I was just going to talk responsibility real quick, but Jason made the comment in the chat that line judge, that's probably going to be your call. Because that's right at the point of attack. Back judge, I would probably hope you see that as well, because there's no other blocks in front of the runner. Hopefully you're seeing that guy coming horizontal.
And if a coach is saying, hey, they're doing it, then give them the courtesy of taking a look. And on this last one, I just want to remind people what a horse collar looks like. Go ahead and do that. This is our last play. Go ahead.
You see it?
Gets him from behind and swings him down. And you get that jerking motion to the back and down, automatic. Are we good with that? Any questions on the horse collar?
Remember, I posted the rule. It's pulls backwards or sideways.
Everybody, thank you for being on the call. And once again, I what's that?
Sorry, I think you got a delay, Paul. I was just saying it horse collar is sideways or backwards or sideways, not just backwards.
Correct. But you're looking at that jerking, it makes it so damn obvious.
And Paul, it does not have to be inside the jersey either. It could be the nameplate, correct?
What's it say? Nameplate, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, thank you much. Your time's valuable, so is mine. If you want to watch it again on the recording, great. And FYI, some of these coaches have figured out that they can go to our website and see what we're teaching our officials. So when they say I saw the video too, they are looking at it. So have a great week this week, guys, and knock them dead.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Paul.
Good night.